So tonight, I'm presenting to you dreams and visitations from spirit in dreams. We call these visitations. I want to read to you something that I looked up from the American Psychological Association, which was very interesting.
Sound is good.
Okay, we got David's doing my sound check. Hey George, hey Joanne.
But are you? It was freezing on me.
Oh,
it doesn't appear to be now.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought maybe you were on the.
No, I took it off.
I have dreams sometimes too.
Oh, it's your poor baby. Hey, Mary. Okay, so let's get into our content before time gets slipped away from us. So this was a something I found from the American Psychological Association, and I'm going to try to, I've got my notes, but they're on my laptop, so I kind of have to look over here at those. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Amanda. Now, if you guys have a question or you want me to analyze a dream that you had to see if it's a visitation, even though if I can't get to it online right here, right now, tonight, I will go back and answer every single comment, and I'll address whether or not I think it's a true visitation. Hey, Jamie. So this American Psychological Association research that I found stated that they did a study and asked 182 Boston commuters to consider which of the four scenarios would most likely change their flight plans. Okay, so just put yourself in the mode of, I'm going on a flight. What could possibly change my flight plans or make me change my mind? So here's option number one. The government raising a national threat level. Number two, consciously imagining a plane crash. Number three, learning an actual flight crashed along your route. Or four, dreaming about a plane crash. So the people that were analyzed said that the dream would be just as unsettling as a real crash, and they would consciously not go on the flight if they had a bad dream about the plane crashing. So, hey Connie, hey Doris, hey Yasmin and Sharon, Melissa. Be sure if you have any questions, let me know. So the first part of this is I want to talk about the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is where all of this is taking place. I want you to envision the subconscious as a big radio station, okay? And this radio station has different channels and different frequencies that are coming through for input into the radio station. A dream for a visitation is like taking that radio station and tuning it into a certain channel. Okay. Now there are other channels that receive information from the subconscious, and that's like psychic input. And so the psychic input works on the subconscious radio station. But there's a specific channel on that subconscious radio station that spirits use to communicate with. Okay, and we're gonna get into that. And any of you that have had a session with me, you know what a big part the subconscious mind plays in receiving psychic information. Your subconscious is connected to the whole universe, and it filters in excess of 50,000 more bits of data per second than your conscious mind. And it does that to, number one, try to keep you safe. Number two, to allow your conscious mind to have information that it needs to function on. Specifically, the wavelength and signals that come into that big radio station are the brain waves. For visitations, specifically, use theta wave of the brain for communication. So spirits will actually wait until your brain is on their channel, which is theta wave, in your sleep state to send you a message. Now, it's going to be in the language of the subconscious, which can be visual images and symbolic representation of what they want to convey. So if they show you a tree, it doesn't necessarily mean literally tree. What it most likely means is family tree, family roots. So it will be some reference to a family connection if they show you the image of a tree. Hey Betty Jo, hey Sharon. So Mary says, I've had the same dream at least once or twice a week and have had the same dream since childhood. I'm not thinking it's a visitation, but more of a past life issue that needs to be resolved. Absolutely, and I'll tell you why it's a recurring dream, Mary, because when we have issues in life, our subconscious tries to help us deal with those. And what it will do is it will send you a recurring dream, changing minute things about the dream to try to get you to deal with the issue. Now, this can be a present life issue, it can be a past life issue, because the subconscious also has access to non-conscious and unconscious memories. Okay, and those are past life memories right there. So what the subconscious does is it will send the dream to your conscious mind, and if you don't deal with it, the subconscious says, well, she didn't deal with that, so let's change this just a little bit and tweak it and send it to her again to see if this will make a difference in her dealing with the issue. So those, Mary, will probably reoccur until the core issue is dealt with. So let's get back to the theta wave. Theta wave is a very deep, relaxed state. It can be part of your sleep state. It can be hypnosis. And this is where REM sleep occurs. The brainwaves are slowed from like 4 to 7 cycles a second. And people who are very adept at meditating can meditate at theta wave. But it does take several hours, if not an hour, to achieve a theta wave meditation unless you've been doing it for a very, very long time and you're really proficient at it. This is one of the specific things that I do before a mediumship, is I do a theta wave meditation for a full hour to where I can put my mind in a trance to receive information from the people who have passed on. And then what I do is I do an automatic writing channeled message for the people that come in for their mediumship. Now, the interesting thing about that is once I write it down in this channeled message, by the time the person comes in from the reading, it's either correct or not. There's no in between on that. So that's kind of a way that I check myself on the information that I'm getting. So Sharon wants to know, as far as dreams, what does a snake mean? In different cultures, snake is symbolically taken differently. Like in Native American culture, some groups of Native Americans consider snake it's somebody's doing evil magic against you. In other Native American cultures, the snake is seen as a transformation type of spirit animal. So you not only have to look at the symbol, but you also have to look at the sociological upbringing of that group of people and where that person lives, what they've been taught, and what their paradigms are. So that's why you have to take the dreams and just kind of really almost slice them down surgically to try to analyze them. So Sharon says, a snake cuddled up to me in my sleep last night. I woke up afraid. Maybe that is a signal for you to be more transformative, or that you need transformation in part of your life. and that you need to embrace that and bring it closer to you. That's probably what that means. So there's some kind of transformation going on there. So Shay says she had a miscarriage in 2008. For the past couple of years, I had this dream where 2 children visit me. That's probably a visitation, Shay. Absolutely. Now I'm going to go into the qualities of a visitation. Let me check our time. Because the visitation is different than the dream. And I'm going to go into that in just a minute. I just want to make sure that everybody's messages or their questions are answered. Hey Marla. Hey Kathy. Hey Crystal. Hey Sharon. So Mary, yes, I'm going to do a teaching course on automatic writing because that's like step 1 towards learning how to do a mediumship. And that will probably be done this spring, and it will be in a grouping for working towards a mediumship. Hey Jennifer, so let's go over this theta wave and make sure you understand that before I go on to what exactly a visitation is. So, like I was telling you, the theta wave is 4 to 7 cycles per second. That's extremely slow on the brainwave. That's 1 step towards unconscious sleep. That's why it always bothered me when people said raising your awareness or raising your vibration to come into contact with spirits and psychic information, because all of this stuff occurs on a lower frequency, a slower frequency. And I think it is because we need to slow down and pay attention. Slow down and pay attention to what they're trying to tell us. Okay. So here's some things that theta wave can teach us. Is how to be creative. It's characterized by feelings of inspiration. That is the spiritual brainwave state. When you quiet your mind to pray, you are trying to achieve theta wave. That's what you're doing. It is believed that this mental state allows you to act below the levels of the conscious mind. That's what you want, because you want access to the universe. You want access to that universal energy and spirit. Theta wave is the first stage of the phase when we dream. Okay? Have you ever, woke up too early and you were having a dream and you were like, oh, I don't want this dream to stop. And you try to go back to sleep to try to finish the dream? That's theta wave. It's a trance-like meditative state. Okay, to understand this frequency in a simple, comprehensive, and enough to know and think about how it feels, what it's like being on top of a mountain, totally absorbed by what you're around, like just being totally immersed in what the moment is. And so this particular person quotes that to know God is real is just to know that God is. And I thought that was really quite cool. At the moment you were in theta wave state, it's a very powerful trance-like state. So, and also, the people that can walk on hot coals, theta wave is that brainwave that they use to achieve this disassociation from the physical body with the mental capacity. So I saw a couple of comments going through here, and hey Whitney, hey Danny, yes, absolutely, and hey Joanne. She goes into such a deep sleep, I do not remember anything when I sleep, but it's a daily thing that I wake up at 3 to 4 every day. Joanne, that is so very common to wake up at that particular time. And let me give you a book to get. This is a book that I require all my students to get. This is Rosemary Ellen Guiley's The Encyclopedia of Dreams. You can get it off of Amazon. This is what I require all my students to get. This book doesn't just give you a dictionary of what everything means, because as you know, your sociological background affects that. But in the front of the book, it tells you how to analyze your dream and how to, more importantly, how to remember your dream. Because you can train your mind to wake up at certain times of the night, and then you journal your dream while you're awake, and then you go back to sleep. So you can train yourself to do dream analysis and to wake up at certain times of the night to write down a few things and to analyze the dream the next day. So let's see. Doris has a comment. I had a dream or a visit from a woman who is the mother of a male friend of mine. Never met her and only known him for a short time. She asked me to watch over him and take care of him. Second dream. I asked if she knew, let me see, and she said his name, and she hugged me, and the dream was over. What do you think? I think that, Doris, your psychic abilities are very good, and she probably recognized that you're connected with him and sent you that dream so that you would be able to look over this person that she cares very deeply about. I find that being a medium, I will get visitations regularly from a lot of spirits that want me to do a lot of things. And let me tell you, if I did them all, I would be probably 6 feet under by now, because, you know, they know you can hear them. So just because a spirit tells you to do something doesn't mean you need to do it. It just means that they want to talk to you and that they have that want. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to follow through with every single thing. So hey Christina, hey Tara, and hey Jazz. So let's go into, before we have to get off of here, the qualities of a visitation versus a dream. Now, a regular dream, is readily forgotten. Okay, it usually has a message for the conscious mind. Once you can recognize what the message is, then your recall of the dream dissipates very rapidly. Okay. The regular dream is a little dull. There's no vibrant color to it, and it's always usually a visual image or symbology without any kind of vocalizations. So Mary has a question. If you're receiving visitations, how do you let them know to speak one at a time? I just tell them, back up, get in a line, go one by one. Sometimes when I'm doing a walk on a property, I'll have a bunch rush up to me, and I'll just push them back with my energy and tell them line up, and then I'll listen to you one by one. But you know, you guys cannot rush me all at once. So Jazz, yes, vivid color is a big key indicator. Now let's go into what visitations. The visitation is always like it's a heightened awareness in the dream. It is more vivid. The colors are more vivid. You're going to experience lucidity in the moment. Your thinking process is not dull in any way. Your thinking process is intact. You're actually going through this thinking. Is this a dream or is this real? Is this a dream or is this real? That's the lucid moment, okay? So the thinking process is going on. The interaction you're going to remember, and then things happen sequentially. In a plain dream, you're going to notice that things don't jive all the time. Things are happening out of sequence, but in a visitation, it's always sequential. This happens, and then this happens, and then this. The visitation will have a tactile feel. You'll actually be able to reach out and touch that other person, and you will feel them. It will have a physical sensation to it. And that actually provides an extreme amount of comfort for the person who's receiving the dream. Ashley, how can you encourage a visitation? Well, the first thing that you can do is get this and program yourself to do some lucid dreaming. And then the person that you want to have the visitation with, you probably would want to do like a candle session, and you always want to protect yourself before doing a candle session. It's sort of like prayer, and you want to ask that person to come into the dream to visit you and deliver a message. But this always needs to be done in a protective state with protective prayer, so that you connect with the person that you want to talk to and not some other entity. And since this is a big topic, I probably will do an online teaching of it, and I will post it, Ashley. So be watching my post for this to be put up. If you want to get in on these online courses that are coming, be sure and mark see first on my notifications. Kisses, everybody. And that way you're not going to miss out on anything. So Danny has a comment. How do you know when you have been visited by a guardian angel? I think I had an encounter with mine as a child. If you think that that was an encounter, 9 times out of 10 it was. Because angelic encounters are actually usually physical and not in a dream. I had an encounter that was extremely physical with an angelic person, and you know what? Let's do that next Monday night. Let's do angelic encounters. So yeah, Danny, I will tell you what my encounter was, and you can go into detail on more of what yours was. But let's see, Sharon says that happens to me a lot. Okay, now let's continue on with the qualities of a visitation. The visitation makes a huger imprint on the mind than a regular dream. In other words, you never forget it. You know the exact details of that encounter from beginning to end. Like I said, dreams readily evaporate and they dissipate. But visitations, you can recount the details of it years later. So they make a huge imprint on the psyche. Okay. If you're flying in a dream, what that entails is actually a signal that you're astral projecting. Now, sometimes astral projection is required for a visitation to occur. So, because if the person is in a different area, and I can't really explain it to you very well in just a few minutes, but spirits dwell in different areas, okay? And if this spirit is in a different area and it can't be in this physical realm, then the person who's having the dream has to astral project to that area where that spirit is. So dreams of flying really indicate some kind of astral projection. So if you have that in accordance with what you think is a visitation, then that's for real. Okay, details that you recall after the dream. Like I said, you can remember every single thing. If you have dreams of a doorbell or knocking on the door or the phone ringing or talking on the phone, these are all mind metaphors for communicating with spirits. And those are actual communications as well. They may not be of the best quality, and you may not remember every single detail of that, because it's like a lesser quality phone call, okay? But it's still a phone call from the other side. So if you've had dreams of a doorbell or knocking on the door or a telephone call, and it is in association with somebody who's passed on, that's an actual visitation. So let me take a couple more questions before I hop off of here. Jasmine says, once I got visited by my dog that had passed 4 years before. Woke up with white dog hair on me after I hugged him. Didn't have any didn't have any fur babies at that time. Isn't that just wonderful? I'm going to thumbs up that. I just love that, Jess. Thanks for sharing that with us. That is so awesome and powerful. So, anyway, see, Mary says, oh, yeah, getting the online classes. Yes, I swear I'll get working on them. I have, drawn out a detailed thing, but that just getting them on YouTube and getting them up is the kicker. So Sheila has a comment. I keep getting kicked off tonight. There's something out there trying to... Well, you know what, Sheila? All of these video chat episodes are loaded up on my YouTube channel. And if I can get time tomorrow to load this one up on YouTube, I will. But every single live chat that we've had is on my YouTube channel, and it's under the playlist of Facebook Monday Night Live. So if you missed any episodes, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the little bell notifications, and whenever I upload one of these Monday Night Lives, you'll be able to catch it. You won't miss a thing. Yeah, Doris, this one bugs me too. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Jennifer. Can we see the dream book again? Yes, absolutely you can. This is Rosemary Ellen Guiley's The Encyclopedia of Dreams. Now, if you go on Amazon and you go under the See Other Options, you can get this for 99 cents and only pay $3.99 for shipping. So it's a very inexpensive, it's one of the best references you could ever get, because it goes into how to analyze the dreams and how to program your mind to wake up in the night and, recount all this stuff. Hey, Samantha. So, Joanne says, when I was in my 20s, I lost my mother and stopped remembering dreams. And then, since then, I've lost several more loved ones. How can I get them back in the dreams? I did have a physical dream with passed on husband, like you spoke of, where I'm completely comforted. Actually, what you need to do, Joanne, is you need to get the pictures of the people that you want to contact. And again, this is going to be in the online course, because this is something that has to be done in a protected way. When you are contacting people from the other side, this has to be done totally protected so that you don't open yourself to anything that might take that opportunity to attach or to get in. So that's going to be on that online course that I'm creating. But what you have to do is it's almost like a mediumship session where you do like a candle ritual with the pictures of the people that you're wanting to contact. And this takes a little while. All of this stuff takes training and it takes a while to do. But you have to focus on the people and the picture of the person that you want to contact, and then you have to send those messages out. Now, the best thing and the best way to do that is in a theta wave, brainwave state. And so in my class, I'm going to teach you how to do that particular brainwave meditation. And I don't want you to be frustrated. I don't want you to give up right away, because it does take practice. But the results are so very satisfying. So I want you to have a good outlook about that. So Samantha says, when I was younger, I used to always have dreams of flying, not so much more. Samantha, all you need to do is to get back and practice. And the reason why you had them when you were younger is younger people, 80% of their brainwave state is alpha or theta. As we get to be older persons and we have more concerns on our mind and we're more focused and more task oriented, our brain waves naturally go out of that alpha and theta wave state and into beta wave. And that, all that does, Samantha, is it changes the channel on that big radio station. And all you have to do is to learn to change the channel back. Okay, so, and it does take practice, but you can do it. Okay, so I'm going to have to hop off of here because our time is up. I want to tell you that, I've got this giveaway going on the second Sunday of January. If you want to get in on that blue lace agate ring, you need to go back through the posts on my page and find the post and put your name in the comments section. In order to find out about this stuff, just on my follow, on my page, on my follow, hit see first, and then you're not going to miss anything. I'm also in January doing, and this is the first Saturday, I think it's the first Saturday in January. It's January 7th, Kung Fu Psychic Barter Saturday. It's already filled up. I can't wait to see what people are going to bring me in. What I've asked is that people barter me stuff for a reading. So I'm doing 30-minute readings, and people are supposed to bring in funky, unique things to trade for the psychic reading. So I was like, just bring me your grandma's go-go boots. And so I'm going to do a live stream that afternoon after I get all the barter items, and we'll look at what really cool, unique things that people bring in for me. And that's just going to be fun. That's just going to be fun. Again, if you want to see these episodes and all the past episodes, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will put the link in the comments down below, and all you have to do is click on that and click subscribe and hit the little bell, and then you're going to get a notification every single time I upload a video. So I will see you next Monday night for, what were we going to do? What was it? Angel visits. We're going to do visitations from angels. And so, kisses from Kentucky. And I will see you guys next Monday night. Bye.